Hey you guys, welcome and welcome back. I am currently filming on my floor, trying to make this as pretty as possible because I am trying to figure out some camera setups and mic setups. So I have some equipment on order. Be patient with me while we are figuring this out. We're going to hop right into the messages. I hope everyone's doing wonderful. Welcome, 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 and welcome back to your love reading. I am still sick. I am still congested. I am not 100%. But we're here. All right, Spirit. Cleansing my space here. Alright, I'm going to try to stay out of the video as much as possible. So, welcome to your love reading. We're going to start with some affirmations and some stickers. We're going to get an overall feel for what's going on, and we're just going to, dig into tarot and dig right into it. Alright, Spirit, plug me in. That's an affirmation. Give me one. I'm going to go this one. You are either on my side or by my side or in my effing way. Choose wisely. Oof. So that is the energy you are in right now. You're either in it or you're not. Choose. Because I am limitless, I am fearless, I am strong, I am brave, and I am worthy. I am worthy of a lot more than what you're giving me right now. So you could be in a connection where it's very imbalanced, give and take with that energy. Okay, you could be giving more, not in the sense of, you're doing more, dishes, housework, this and that. Like, you are giving more in the sense of you're a ride or die. You are showing up for this relationship in that kind of manner, and you're expecting that back. Okay, this is very fire sign energy. You're looking for loyalty, boundaries, respect, and for that to be honored. Pull some stickers. All right, Spirit. What else do we need to know about what's going on with this situation? We'll pull two. So this is the second time I've gotten that. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. All right. So you can be feeling like your world is just on fire right now, and you're going through some things, and you're going through them. You could feel like you're going through them alone. Like, why do I even bother having a partner? I'm doing all this by myself anyway. I can hold down this fort anyway. Like, I feel like I'm on fire, but I'm getting through it. I'm doing it. Things that help with anxiety: deep breathing, exercising, calming music, writing it out, and talking to a friend. So you're definitely fed up. Whoever I'm talking to, I'm definitely talking to someone that's putting in the work on yourself and your family and your relationships with your loved ones, your platonic relationships. I'm hearing teachers, school relationships, friends, cousins, all of that. Okay, you're doing the work and learning how to show up in a way that is appropriate, in a way that is loyal, that is kind, that is compassionate, that is empathetic, very Queen of Pentacles, very stable and secure, very Saturn energy, okay? But because you're doing this, you could be, finding this is very much empath awakening. You could be finding, okay, I'm doing all this, I'm extending myself this way for all these people, and I'm getting absolutely nothing back in return. So with this person, that's kind of how I feel you're feeling. That's where your energy is at. We're going to hop in to some love messages. All right, I'm going to start with my Tarot of Sexual Magic, not Tarot, the Oracle cards. There are nudie images, so I might have to just rip some charms out and cover up some things, but let's get a card. What's with this relationship? Give me an energy here. Dreams. All right, so we have Cancer energy and waiting. I just heard I'm going to keep dreaming. This was going to happen in my dreams. I feel like this is never going to happen. All right, we're going to pull. We got to cover these up so we don't get demonetized. Taurus. All right, so you could definitely be a Taurus or a Cancer. But we have dreams. I think you're feeling like, okay, only in my dreams is this person ever going to step up and actually do what needs to be done. And then we have waiting at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you are setting yourself on fire waiting for somebody to come around, and Spirit is saying that's absolutely not okay. Like, that's not an energy that you want to be in. We don't just wait around. You continue working on yourself and you continue to do you, boo-boo, and this person is, meant to come in your circle and meet you in that kind of way. That's exactly what's going to happen when it's meant to happen. You guys, this could be a twin flame dynamic or a higher level soulmate in the sense where you are connecting with this person in the 5D. There could be a spiritual awakening going on. There could be communication about what you want and need. If it's not happening on the 3D plane, you guys are definitely meeting with each other in the 5D and you are trying to communicate this. If you're at a separation with this person is dreaming about you or you are dreaming about them. But this dreaming is more of a hopeful energy. Your dream is to have a ride or die, okay? Your dream is to have somebody that is next to you through thick and thin, through all of the hell and high water, and that is not a lot to ask for, okay? What you seek is seeking you. But in the meantime, live in your fantasy land, have that, connect in that dream world. But right now, in your 3D, in your waking life, like, there's anxiety afoot. You're coping, you're learning, okay? It's more of you're setting boundaries, and I think that this isn't like self-sabotage or anything like that. This feels like an energy of, like, you're in your power, okay? Like, you have realized what you are, which is all of these things, okay? Limitless, fearless, strong, brave, and worthy. And that is what you are focusing on, all right? And I think that's helping with your anxiety, is knowing your own power and your own strength within all of this and this situation. And that is something that this is teaching you. Resolution. Whatever it is you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. Remember that resolution doesn't always happen in the way we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. So again, you might be on fire, but this is Spirit is saying, like, this is all going to come to, you're not just dreaming this. This isn't just in your head. Like, this is reality. It's going to come to an actual head. That pimple is going to pop. And we're going to put a little Band-Aid over that, and then that's going to heal, and that's exactly what's happening right now. So, you could be feeling pulled in two directions right now and really questioning yourself more than anything. And Spirit wants you to dig your heels back into yourself and ground yourself and the things we talked about: limitless, fearless, strong, brave, and worthy. Really ground yourself in those affirmations, because that's going to help you see the clearer picture. It's going to help you not be in such a Neptunian energy when it comes to the situation, which is, being in more of that dreamland state, not being so much grounded in, reality or practicality. So there's going to be a resolution to this situation. You're going to be on fire, but you're not going to be on fire much longer, okay? I feel like there's going to be a positive outcome to whatever you're going through. Yeah, compassion. We talked about this, and this is compassion also for yourself. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, and a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your back. So you could be somebody that's reactive. Again, I'm picking up a little bit of fire energy or even water energy. There's Cancer on the board. When you have Cancer, you catch Cancer on a bad day, like, they're brooding, they're moody, they are sharp with their tongue. Like, they can be just really, really crabby, and, they can be a bit yucky. Not in a negative way, like, we all have a shadow side. I'm an Aquarius. Like, I could be a complete jerk off. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what that is. Not in a bad way, but, like, like, I was just empathizing. And I want to like feel like I'm calling out cancers in that regard. But you know, a nasty Cancer, a nasty water sign, like that is, I've dealt with that in the past. And it's something I never want to deal with again. So don't get into that energy, okay? That could be a sign, you know, if you are my water signs out there, like don't get caught in your emotions in this. Like have compassion. Don't be instigating. Don't be, you know, taking the path of least resistance and, you know, being argumentative and being difficult and stubborn. In this situation, Spirit is saying to be open and to be compassionate. And yes, you are faced with a decision, and this is not an easy decision because you love this person. There's love here, and I feel that. But you want more, and it's causing you some anxiety, and you have to learn how to have that compassion on yourself, because if you're not giving yourself that compassion and you're not giving yourself that genuine type of healing, like you're going to be a monster to other people, and we don't want that. And again, these are just general collective readings. Take it as the role fits. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that's like this, you know, you're cross-watching. I guess I'll pull one more for the middle energy. Change. Yeah, that's what you're going through right now. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. Part of also what's happening here, okay? All of this that you're going through with this person is to help you get a grip on your own anxiety, okay? This is teaching you how to sit with yourself and handle your own emotions, your own pain that comes up. And this is kind of similar to the soul growth reading I did yesterday on my other channel, LD Against Humanity. It's in the description. You guys can follow that if you want some soul growth messages. But you're changing how you show up in relationships, and people that are in your circle are going to be changing how, you know, they show up for you. But when it comes to the specific love, you know, your person and mine, like there is going to be a change in how you show up for each other. Okay. We're talking about you here, yourself. There is going to be a change with you making decisions, you learning what you really want, you learning yourself, and you know that you are worthy, and it's okay to, you know, maybe break apart with somebody to go find what you are looking for, even if you are connected with this person in that kind of way. But like you're changing how you're thinking about that, because you're realizing life is too short. You don't want to be stuck in these cycles and whatnot, dealing with these kinds of people, like partner, higher level soulmate, twin flame or not. Like this is still pain, it's anxiety, it's chaos, and you don't need to be in these kinds of situations. You want what you want, you know what you want, go get that. And don't let people be mad at you or stomp on you because, you know, they think you're dreaming or they think you're crazy because, you know what you want. Like I had an ex once tell me, like, you know, you're so self-assured, you know what you want. Most people are walking around not having any idea what they want or what they want to do and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? That was really, really enlightening. So, you know, don't be mad at yourself or down on yourself or dimming your own light or setting yourself on fire because you're not afraid to go after what you get, because you sitting in the situation that you are sitting in, which is just hurting you because you're not happy, you're going to continue setting yourself on fire until you wake up one day and those third-degree burns have hit so far into your darn bones and they've caramelized and now you're a pile of muck. All right, so we don't want that. Create. Also the message from yesterday. So all of this pain, anything you're going through, all of this anxiety, as these emotions are coming up for you to tap into and for you to release, you know, create, whether that's reading, writing, painting, sewing, mosaicing, just anything along those lines, will help. All right, let's see here. How are we feeling about this resolution and choices? Oops. All right, so disrespected wanted to come out. You're definitely feeling disrespected. That is, I honestly kind of wish I took that card, but I feel that here. You feel like your boundaries are crossed because you have stated what you want and you were not getting that. We have curious and powerless. So again, I think that's where this anxiety is coming from. I think that you are in a situation where just no matter what you say or do, your words are not getting across. But you're curious. You're curious if, you know, it's almost like that hopeful energy. Can this person change? Is there something more to this? I want to pull one more. Give me one more. But how are we feeling and how are we processing this change? Offensive. You're offended. You're pissed off. Accepted. I feel like you're just accepting. You're like, all right, this is what I'm dealing with. This is where I'm at. You're either, that's what this decision is. I don't think you're making the decision. I think you've made a decision. I think you've decided that you're choosing yourself and what you want. I think you are curious on this person and what they're thinking and what they're wanting and what they are, and we'll dig a little bit deeper into that. And what they are wanting to do with this, because you're offended. I think this person may not be talking. I think this person just, again, they're not giving you what you need. There's an element of neglect here. So yeah, that is super offensive, especially if you're in a relationship with this person, and that makes you feel powerless. And that's when anxiety starts creeping in, and that's when spirit's like, all right, nope, love yourself a little bit more. Like, we don't need to feel powerless in this. No one can take away your power. You're feeling powerless because you're speaking and it's not registering. It's not getting through. So at that point, you just have to cut your loss. You can't logic and reason with somebody who's not willing or ready to receive that kind of information. If that's the case, like, there's literally nothing you can do. No amount of stewing, no amount of going over and saying what you want and rehashing this and going through another karmic cycle is going to fix this. Like, this has to work itself out at this point. You've made your point. You've planted your seed. Don't let this be, now take your power back and go do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, like, it's going to work out as it's going to work out. There's a fear of, oh my God, maybe I might lose this person if I go and do what I have to do. And you could be feeling powerless in that regard, but that's not how the universe works. Like, sure, yeah, you might lose this person. You might go off and do something and there might be, a fight and chaos and stuff that happens, but no one owns you. You guys are, this person doesn't want to give you what you want. Who are you to sit there and stay and wait? Okay. But there is the other side of the coin to that. If you are in a long-term relationship, you could be waiting for things to change and whatnot. And part of being in a long-term relationship is understanding that there's going to be years where you hate each other. There's going to be years where you love each other. There's going to be years where you're in between and all the latter. And for those of you that are lucky, maybe you don't have to have so much of those, I don't want to say bad times, but those ups and downs like that. So for those of you in that situation, like, if you feel called to, wait it out, like, wait it out, sure. Continue to work on yourself if you really want this person, but you need to be open to the fact that don't put all your seeds in one basket, and this is not going to happen overnight. And, if you want this person to make a decision, like, you can't force this person to change or make a decision. And what you're finding offensive, like, you have to find a way to come to terms with that. I don't know if that download made much sense. But yeah, I don't even feel compelled for that. We're going to hop in. I see I miss you. Yeah, you guys could definitely be at a separation. I'm going to hop into some, actually, before we start pulling some tarot. Possibilities. Yep, there's that curious card. I think you guys, some of you are really curious about what's out there. Half of you are curious about the possibility of this relationship really, pulling through, and half of you are sick of this, and you're curious to be like, is my person out there? Is the person that's my ride or die, is that this person, or is that out there? And that could be the decision making on your guys' end. Like, shit, like, I don't know if I want this person or that, like, or is this person my ride or die, or is that person still out there? Is this person in my dreams? Does this person even exist? Is this even real? Is what I'm asking for even real? Is what I'm requesting even real? Is this too much? Am I being too much? Am I being a nagging type of woman? Am I being a nagging type of man? Am I being a nagging type of partner, period? I'm like, no, you're not. You want what you want. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep. Stress. That's what the situation's causing you. Copious amounts of stress. And sorrow. Yeah, so there's that grief. I feel that. I really, really, really feel that. For some of you, it's like, oh, I don't want to, that I just heard, I don't want to have to go back out and on the dating scene again. I don't want to have to go see if there's someone out there. Like, you don't even have to go about it that way. You know, you can just start living your life and you'd be surprised what pops up, you know, when it's meant to. Where are we at for time? 20 minutes. Intuition. Yeah, you know where this is headed. You know where this is going. You know the direction. I don't even want to pull anymore. Lusting. All right, now let's get some tarot. Why not? There's so many decks I feel like I want to work from. All right, well, guys, if you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel. It's free. Gonna try to get this going. This channel is just gonna be dedicated to love messages and my love collective. So let's build this thing. All right, tarot. What wants to come out? Knight of Wands. So you could be definitely, again, and I sense that fire sign energy at the beginning. This, you know, you don't have to be, but you could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be dealing with one. But this is the energy that you're in. You are, you know, this is a very fired up energy. You're ready to just, you want to embrace life. You want to live life. You want to do this. You want to take opportunities. There's things you want to build and you want to do. Like, this is a life is too short energy and you're ready just to go for it. Emperor. Wow. That's beautiful. This is very powerful. For someone feeling so powerless, there is a lot of power in the first three cards that just came out. Like, I really, really, really love seeing this together. You are stepping into this Emperor energy. This is also what you're expecting. You know, you're looking for someone who's the King of Wands, who can, you know, bring opportunity, who's also an Emperor. You're looking, actually, I want to see what the next card comes up before I even say that. Page of Swords, and that's in reverse. That's that stress. That's that arguing. That's that anxiety. That's that I don't know what to choose. I don't know where to go. This is what I thought the situation was going to, yeah, Three of Wands, wanting to expand, wanting to grow, wanting to just move forward. A lot of Wands on the board, definitely fire sign energy. Aries is huge. Definitely could be Aries, Taurus, or Cancer. Big signs for this one. We're going to pull another line. All right, why the King of Wands? Six of Cups. So, this is you, I'm feeling, and I'm feeling like you are definitely stuck in the past. This is part of that decision, okay? Is my person out there? Do I go and King of Wands? Do I go out there and I explore? Do I be bold and you know, really optimistic? And do I put myself out there? Oops, sorry, you guys. All right. And that was annoying. All right, so that's fixed. Since I started my second channel, I'm trying to, like I said, figure out different, so just bear with me while I'm doing this. Okay, so, you know that there's opportunities out there, okay? You have this King of Wands, you have this wanderlust energy to you, but it's also very stable. It's just a very, like, again, you know what you want. Fire signs know what they want. When they know what they want, like, they go for it. But you have a Six of Cups that could be holding you back, all right? And that's what this person is. So you could have a choice between a fire sign and someone from your past. You could have a choice between a fire sign and a water sign. This also tells me that you could have a choice between somebody that's maybe more stable and more secure and long-lasting, and somebody that's more of a good time and more upbeat and feed your soul a little bit more. This also tells me that if you continue to not stay stuck on the past, you know, you could be running into a King of Wands, which is somebody that's really going to, you know, an Emperor, Ace of Wands. This is not going to be what you've been having and what you've been dealing with. Okay, this is going to be somebody that's going to check off all of your lists, all of your check boxes. But most importantly, they're going to be really structured and really stable and really secure. They're going to be that ride or die energy that you're looking for. Okay, and I think this is going to be something that really soothes your anxiety. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. So I feel like this is you getting fiery about, okay, Two of Wands is all about planning and waiting. We do have a card about waiting. So this is an impatient energy. You want something to happen now. And I don't quite know that something is going to happen right now. I can't say that. I don't know exactly where you're at on the situation as far as that goes. But, you know, yeah, the Two of Swords also in reverse. You want somebody to make a decision and you want that to happen now. You don't understand why the stuck on the past, why the waiting, like, let's just move forward, let's just do this. And I think that's what's offending you. You just have this like, a relationship can be so much more, and we can make this so much more fun, and we can not be as stagnant. Like, there's a curiosity and a very Gemini inner, like, child you bring to this relationship. Why this Emperor? The Star! All right, so also could be an Aquarius. This is very hopeful. You are a very, very optimistic, hopeful person. I love this energy for you. As much as you're feeling powerless, like, that's just because this person's making you feel like crud. That's not you at your core. Like, this is really, really nice. But we have the Star clarifying the Emperor. So we have this is just what you wish for. You wish upon that star, you're going to get what you wish for. So whether that's this person turning it around, let's ask, is this person going to turn it around for collective? Is this person going to turn it around for collective? Knight of Swords. Four of Pentacles on the bottom. I almost want to say, yes and no. So for half of you, yes, and for half of you, no. I want to say that, are they going to turn this around? I feel like the motivation's there. The mental, aptitude is there. There's an assertiveness. There is a determination. But there could be maybe an impatience. And this is just coming from the fact that this person can turn it around, but it's not going to happen overnight. This is that they might try to do it fast, but because they're doing it fast, they may be missing a few things. The Knight of Swords is not in reverse, so that is good. I just really feel like they're motivated. They could be being motivated, though, for the wrong reasons. You do have the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, okay? They could be motivated because they don't want to lose you, because they're feeling a little bit possessive or greedy, okay? The Lovers is in reverse. They could be, they don't want to have to make that choice. This is like an ultimatum type energy, and they don't want to have to deal with that. So just be if it's this person that you're wanting to work on things with, I'm just the messenger. Like, this person has brought you a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. Yes, they can grow and change, but I don't think this person's intentions are going to be as pure as you are going to be hoping for. So be mindful of that. For some of you, yes, okay, that is the case. But for a lot of you, you're going to be letting go of this person and choosing yourself. And if I see the Nine of Pentacles there here, this will be a really good indicator of that for me. But a lot of you guys are hanging on to each other. So, or some people could be hanging on to some, actually, I'll wait till I see that. But the drive is there. I just don't, this person has the drive, and they have the smarts and the brains. They have the ambition, but is there staying power? You know what I mean? The Magician at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to say yes. Like, this person has the tool, and I was thinking that, like, does this person have the tools and resources to get to where they need to be? And I do. I feel like this person, everyone can change, okay? We all have, even once we change, we all can, revert back to our old ways and be triggered and, go back to that. But we all are capable of change, and I guess there's a message of that for this. Two of Swords again. For the Page of Swords in reverse. This is coming out of stagnancy. So I feel like this is you coming out of that powerless energy, okay? That Page of Swords, you know, feeling like you don't have a voice, feeling unheard, feeling like no matter how much you speak, it just brings stress and like that you're a problem. And the Two of Swords is saying that you're coming out of that. You're making the decision, again, to choose yourself and to come out of that. And that's very mental energy. So this tells me that you're really working on your mental faculties and you're really working on how you respond to this kind of stress, because I think this is something in the past where it would definitely have you down and out and stewing. And I can even see in here, like, this could be something where you started like really passionate and there was a lot there, but you know, kind of just, it wiped you out a little bit. It was like, all right, you know, I thought it was this, I was working towards this, and it didn't end up going where I quite thought where it needed to go. It kind of beat me down a little bit, but I'm going to rebuild myself because I have the Three of Wands here. And that's me, you know, making a break back out into the real world and expanding. Page of Cups. All right. It's not the Nine of Cups, but it's some cups. Oh, I'm sorry. Nine of Coins I was talking about. You know, disregard that. Anyway. Three of Wands, Page of Cups. This is you getting your dream on, okay? We have dreams here. This is, again, these are collective, so take what resonates for some of you. Again, you are staying, you're making this work, and you're going to have a rekindling. For a lot of you, for most of you, this is an energy of, like, you're either on my side or you're not. I'm choosing myself. Clearly, you have shown to me over and over again that you don't want me, that you're not choosing me. And this kind of really took a hit on me. So I'm going to choose myself, and I'm going to go ahead and grow past this. Excuse me. When I yawn during a message, so sometimes I wasn't quite sure on the download I was getting if I was speaking correctly. So usually when I get that, I will start yawning, and that's kind of my way of spirit telling me, like, all right, you're on the right track, you're doing good. So this just tells me you're going to be back to your old self again. You're going to be having that childlike, that spontaneity, like you're going to wake up and you're going to have a curiousness about life. Okay. You're going to feel that again. I think this really put you through the ringer. I feel like this person is not worth waiting for in that regard. I think that this has already taken a dent on you. And if this is someone that's already made you feel like this, like, why put yourself through that again? But again, I'm not you. You make your own choice. Okay. King of Pentacles. This is what you're headed towards. Okay. And this is what you could be meeting an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, but whoever you're meeting is going to be, you know, you could be someone on the Aries, Taurus cusp even. That could be you or this person that you're going to be meeting, or if you've already met them, or that you're even rekindling with in this relationship. I just hope this gives you the validation to know that, okay, this definitely knocked you down. You're definitely having some 5D action. You're learning your self-worth. You know what you want. There's something wrong with that. There's some things in the past that you're maybe caught up on that we gotta, you know, get past. There's a lot of healing taking place. There's healing taking place with an Emperor, okay? You definitely could be a female watching this. Again, these are gender neutral. You know, apply it as it see fit. You know, through all of this gossip, maybe there was just words exchanged that weren't great, text messages that were sent or unsent, people being blocked, you know. I think there's a lot of twos on the board. There was a lot of confusion, okay? And the confusion is, you know, are we compatible? Is this something, are you only in my dream? Are we compatible on a fundamental, like, soul level? Are we able to move forward with this? You know, is this lust or is this love? I personally feel this is more lust. There's a lot of wands on the boards. We do have a little bit of cups and a little bit, you know, I think you're just learning what you want in a relationship, and I'm having a hard time even getting this message out because there's just a lot of different energies. So I really hope that makes sense. Let's get some let's see, I want to use the Bloom deck. I just want to see what might want to come out. Step by step. I'll achieve all my goals by focusing on the small daily victories. I'll do it all, not just all at once. All right. Hope. Hope is beautiful because regardless of my current situation, it whispers, there's more and more. All right. And I feel that in this. Okay. You're just day by day, you're figuring out what you want. There's a very hopeful energy. So hopeful that, you know, person's in your dreams. You guys dream about each other. Integrity. And this is that compassion and self-love. This is how we spoke about in the beginning, okay? You are who you are. You know what you want, and you're not going to sacrifice that for anybody, okay? I won't change who I am for anyone's acceptance or validation. Staying true to myself means not trying to be someone else. And courage. This has come out several times, even during the pre-shuffle, okay? I allow others to see both my light and dark sides. With all my imperfections, I am courageous enough to invite people to embrace me exactly as I am. All right, let's get some messages from your person here. Messages. Let's see. I want to actually do this. Let's get a couple messages from your person, and then I want to get a couple messages for where you're at. All right. Collective's person. And again, put them where you see fit. Perfect. I love your sense of humor. I love the way you carry yourself. So if your person can say anything to you, that's what it would be. What about you? Where are you at? Oops. These are heart-shaped. They're so hard to shuffle. Nope. Too many. Just two. All right. I spy on your social media. Oh, boy. You brought the life back into my life. So that's where you're at. So that could be that powerlessness. All right. So focus on you. Don't be social media stalking. Okay. Don't be. I think you brought the life back into my life. Yeah, I can see how you're clinging on and why you are hopeful. All right. But you have to take that energy. That's going to put you in a powerless energy. You're giving up your power. So take that, you know, you brought the life back into my life. Like, take that feeling, how that person made you feel, and, learn how to give yourself that. What about for you both? I want to talk to you, but I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm regretting my previous actions. So that's that argument you guys had. That's that tension. So yeah, for a lot of you, you know, somebody said some effed up words and you were like, bye, not dealing with this. I can go find better. And if not better, I can go find, you know, I can find something that's more suiting to me. I hope this reading made sense. A lot of different downloads. Messages from your person. I don't feel ready. I am frustrated with you. Woo-hoo. Again, this could be you. I am not sure what I am feeling, and I am confused. Well, if that isn't the epitome of this. So yeah, that's where your person's at. And I plan on messaging you soon. I am talking about you to others. I haven't met anything. All right, so that took me for a little loop. So as much as this is saying like, no, I'm not coming forward. I'm not not ready. Like, this person knows they're talking to, you know, either a therapist, a family member, a trusted friend, and they are sorting out this confusion. And if this is you, you're sorting out your confusion, but this is going to be sorted out. It's going to be dealt with in divine timing. I really, really hope that this message helped. I hoped it was validation for you guys. Stay in your power. You know, continue to follow for what you want. You're not asking for too much. And yeah, that's all I got. All right, you guys. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.